I did like a little drawing class with someone I know, and so my art teacher was teaching me that um, one of the techniques, I guess, is like when you're drawing or even like stitching, making something, um, you sort of get really like dialed in on the part that you're working on. So something you always have to remind yourself to do is to step back and look at it from far away. Um, and I find that with embroidery too, it applies. So with like, sketching and stuff, like sometimes you're like working on a little detail, but you got to look at it from far away to see how the whole thing fits together and where, overall, where you're going with the piece. And so for embroidery too, sometimes I'm like just looking at this little thing and I keep like working on it and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this stitch is not the perfect direction that I wanted it to be, right?
Yeah.
And I just have to remind myself, like, if I look at it from like a normal person's like no one's like looking at it like this
Yeah.
when they're not like stitching it, right?
Yeah.
So if I put it, if I take a step back and look at it from a little further away, um, then I get a better idea of how it's fitting together. So I might be looking at these two stitches that I just keep working on, and it's not the direction that I want it to be. But when I like look at it from far away, like as a whole, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
And so that idea of like because I'm working on something so detailed, it like I do have to always remind myself to be stepping back and being like, it's actually okay, and I am going in the right direction. And I guess like there's some kind of like therapy analogy to that in life because
Yeah.
a lot of times I'm just so stuck in like the current situation, the current frustration, and the current stressor. But I do actually with the drawing and embroidering. Um, I do actually take that into my life, and
Yeah.
I'm constantly being like, let me take a step back.
Yeah.
And it like calms a lot of anxiety for me, and it reminds him like, okay, well, what are the things that are going well as a whole? And, am I, making choices in my life that are aligned with my values? Is this like in general, like everything is safe and okay, and maybe like this detail is not to my liking, but um, most things are fixable or deal withable.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I definitely think that having that experience as an artist has helped me a lot with other parts of my life.